What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? What's going on, everybody? First of all, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and salute to everyone and the women and the men today. Man, we had a good five boxing show last night. I mean, the prelims was good. The main event was good. I mean, everything turned out like it should. What about you, Knockout? I mean, how did
Oh
you like it?
man, it was a great night of boxing. I was enjoying you calling it and watching the fight, and more importantly, won us a little money, went perfect on our record. So it's
Oh,
Father's
okay.
Day today. I'm
Wow.
kicking it with the family. I'm just chilling, man. Just
Oh,
chilling.
wow.
Can't wait to get to the day, man.
Man.
Nothing like starting off with some good boxing talk though. It's a good way to start the day. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And and like I told everybody yesterday, boxing, man, you might want to say boxing's back, and because we get nothing but great fights. And I'm talking about real often. We're not waiting around. We are doing our thing. And I mean, I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, everybody got the unified fever. Everybody got the undisputed fever. And that means that the
Mm-hmm.
best gonna be fighting the best. And I love it.
Facts.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna grab this super chat real fast, and we're gonna see who all in the building thus far. And we got my man Ricky E245. He said, "Happy Father's Day to you, OG and Knockout." I
Appreciate that,
appreciate.
Ricky.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Rick. All right. Yes, sir. All right, and happy Father's Day to everybody. You too, Rick. All right. We got double zeros in here. All right. Happy Father's Day to you, double zero. We got Daryl Deloach already in here. All right. Happy Father's Day to you. We got Bole Bole. Yes, sir. Happy Father's Day to you, Mr. Lightning World. Macadam Mac of the whole South. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we got my man D Ray. D Ray Promotions is up in here. We got my man Teach is up in here. Happy Father's Day to y'all, brothers. And that's all we got right now so far. And let's get it popping, baby. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, before we get to the fights, I wanted to ask you, man. You see
All
this
right.
fight announcement? Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man,
Yes,
it's
I did.
confirmed. So we got a heavyweight fight between two of the top heavyweights in the world. Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Luis Ortiz is gonna go down on September the 4th. OG, this is what they said. They say the long-awaited return of former heavyweight world champion Andy Ruiz will not take place on September 4th and will now take place on hold on will now take place on September 4th in Los Angeles against the experienced and dangerous Luis King Kong Ortiz. Sources close to the press confided
Mhm.
negotiations to ESPN Knockout. Pitbull Cruz is expected to be right there, and perhaps three-time world champion Abner Mares can return to the ring. So they're talking about Abner Mares coming back, which is crazy to me. He needs to stay away from Pitbull Cruz at all costs. But if he come back to
Yeah.
fight Pitbull,
Mhm.
whatever. But the main thing is Andrew Ruiz versus Luis King Kong Ortiz. What you think of that, man? What's your thoughts on that fight?
Man, that's a good fight between two heavyweights. Now, okay, please don't get me wrong. I respect everybody step in the ring, but both guys got issues. And I'm not saying they all bad or well, they're not good either. But Andy Ruiz has a disciplinary problem as far as being a fighter. Now, he's not with Eddie Reynoso anymore. So maybe this new trainer can get and whip him in shape, give him more responsibility as being a fighter. That would play a big part in him showing his skills like he used to have. He has fast hands to be a big heavyweight. Then we talk about Luis Ortiz. He is older now. He's very older now, but he still has a touch of that Cuban style boxing in him. So with that, and with Andy Ruiz, getting a little more discipline, that gonna make a big fight. That's gonna be a big major fight, and we're gonna see some hands flying, and we're gonna see Andy Ruiz with them fast hands that he used to have, and he bring them back. If he stays disciplined. You can't eat pizza in training camp. You can't eat a burrito while you got your sparring gloves on. No, all that got to go out the window. He got to be now more responsible because this is bread and
Mm-hmm.
butter right now. You know, so
Facts.
so with that, I see Andrew Luis Ortiz. He doesn't give up, and only one used to give him a chance was none other than Deontay Wilder. He gave him a chance, and he didn't have to give him a chance, not once but twice. So I see that being a good fight for the heavyweight division. So
Yeah, man, I like the fight. It's a couple years too late. You know, they waited till Luis Ortiz was 60 years old. I know they say he like 40 something, but he like 60 years old. I don't care
right,
what y'all
right,
try to tell me. That man old. But
yes,
but I agree with everything you said for Luis Ortiz. His legs didn't look good, even though he beat Charles Martin. He handled him. He did his thing, but
right,
he didn't look like. I mean, Charles Martin hit him not even that hard, and his legs just don't look stable. It's hard to have good legs and be able to take shots when you get that old. So I do worry about that with him against Andy Ruiz. And then, like you said,
right,
Andy Ruiz, he switched trainers. He switched over to Joe Guzman. He was over there with Ryan Garcia and Joe Guzman. Like, all right, bro, good luck with that. But
right.
can't no trainer. Sometimes with boxing, man, it's what's inside you and whether or not you want to work hard. Like at the end of the day, you a grown ass man. Ain't nobody like somebody. If you gotta have somebody else yelling at you and telling you what to do, telling you what to eat, then you don't really want it that bad. So we'll see what's up with Andy Ruiz as well. But it's a good fight. It's a fight that needs to happen. And
Mhm.
we'll see how it go. You got the Mexican fan base versus the Cuban fan base. Hopefully, it'll be a good fight. Now I'm just
Mhm.
asking for the PBC. Please don't put this fight on pay per view, bro. Please put this shit on regular Showtime so
Thank you.
everybody can watch this shit. They tried to give us pay per view with Luis Ortiz and Charles Martin, bro. Like
Mhm.
don't charge nobody no $30 for this shit. Go ahead, put it on
Right.
regular TV. It's a good fight. Give it a good undercard, and so we can watch it. And then for Abner Mares, bro, your eyes messed up. They talking about you coming back in the ring, bro. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't
Right.
do it. You ain't fought in years, bro. You do not. Your first fight back don't need to be Eastside Pitbull Cruz, bro. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in seeing that. I'm not seeing it. I don't want to see that. But overall, I'm excited about that fight. That's another good fight.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can start getting these schedules from these companies soon. Like I'm waiting on the PBC Showtime schedule. That
Uh-huh.
should be dropping soon. It's already June. We need to know what y'all got for September, October, November. What's on deck? Let us know, man. So
Uh,
stuff is starting to come out, and I hope we get to see some good fights later on in the year because the year done started off fire.
oh yeah, it has. And you know what? Another thing, by stand with the heavyweight division, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury got some issues, baby. He can't get in the United States from now. Why? Because what I went over with everybody on my channel, MTK Global, Daniel Kinahan, they had a relationship. So therefore, they got a ban list on Tyson Fury. He
Mm-hmm.
cannot get into the United States. Now, what's gonna happen in the future? I don't know. But right now, Daniel Kinahan is wanted. He's wanted. He got a $5 million bounty on his head. And anybody that's associated with him, they getting looked at. They
Mm-hmm.
get looked at real close. So be careful. Be careful. All right. And I see you, Mr. Mechanical. I see you, Cassandra. I see you, Stormy B Man. I see you,
Yeah,
Jose
what's up,
Diaz.
y'all?
And I see the First Lady, Miss
Hey,
Knockout
baby.
Boxing.
What's up?
Right. I see Albert Dolce. All right. All
Salute,
right.
Albert. What's good? Yeah, for Tyson Fury, bro. Like, look, you lay down with dogs, you catch fleas. So
Yes, sir.
it
Mm-hmm.
is what it is with that. You better separate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Better find a way to separate yourself. That man, if anybody in boxing related to Daniel Kinahan, they not doing business with you. Like shit,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I just watched the interview with Steven Espinoza. He said
Uh,
the one deal breaker with the Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence fight is if Terrence Crawford was dealing with Daniel Kinahan. Like
yeah.
ain't nobody doing business with him, bro. People are willing to walk away from big ass fights and big ass money so that they not associated with that man. So I suggest all fighters. I know that you say that's your homeboy
Right. Yeah.
and you're close to him, you sign with him, or you letting them do business with you. Y'all better stay the hell away from him. It's gonna mess up your career. Cause now, looking for Tyson Fury, he only like 31, 32 or something. He ain't that old, and that's not that old for heavyweight.
Right.
Luckily for him, the winner of Anthony Joshua and Usyk as part of them getting that money, they had to agree to fight in Saudi Arabia again. So
Uh,
if he go fight the winner of that fight, he can go do that fight. But then like, bro, like when you gonna come over to the US and fight again? Like this is a
but
big market over here. So he kind of in bad situation right now. You need to figure that shit out.
well, knockout. He's saying, allegedly, he's saying that him and Frank Warren are working on something that don't deal with Anthony Joshua, don't deal with Usyk. So he said if he comes back, he want $500 million. Well, first of all, ain't nobody gonna give you that shit. And number two, you ain't that good to be giving that type of money. Who gonna give up that type of money for you to come back out of semi-retirement? So what him and Frank Warren working on, I don't know what it is. He's
Man,
not.
ain't lying.
He's
Listen,
not. That,
you can trust Tyson Fury.
yeah.
Whatever he tell you, just
Hmm.
believe the opposite. So when he telling y'all he
Thank you.
retired, you
Hmm.
notice he still got that WBC belt, don't you? His
Yep.
ass ain't retired. So when he
Yep.
tell you he working on a $500 million deal, come on, man. He ain't working on a 500. Literally, so he made like $30 million in his last fight.
Hmm. Yep.
500 million. Come
Yeah.
on, man. So he goes from
500 million.
30 million. Somebody gonna pay him 470 million more dollars than what he just made in his last fight. Man, get Tyson Fury. No one believes
Listen,
that shit,
I
bro.
know.
Get
I know.
out
I
of
know.
here, dog.
I know.
Get out of here with that shit. Like Floyd Mayweather back in the day when he signed his Showtime deal, with all them pay-per-views he had sold, how popular he was, and everything that he had did, it was like a 6-fight, $200 million deal, bro.
Right.
And
Right.
that's Floyd Mayweather. You think Tyson Fury about to get some sort of deal worth more than
Right.
him? Come
Exactly.
on, dog.
Yeah.
Tyson
Exactly. I
Fury,
mean,
shut your ass up, man. Don't nobody
yeah.
believe you, bro. Nobody believe you. You can buy a goddamn, you can buy a sport,
Woo.
you can buy some low level sports team for 500 million.
I know. Man, he expect us to believe that shit. And see, and then I believe he can't get in the United States. I know that, because his brother and father got strong ties to Dan Kenny have. And, all of them do. So man, that he is banned, and that came from the Treasury Department of the United
Yeah.
States of America.
Tyson
So
Fury over here, what he working on a deal to buy Top Rank or some shit? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Yeah, I'm about to buy Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions. You're gonna give me
right.
500 million to buy
Yeah,
that. I'm
I
gonna
see.
start running.
Yeah,
Like, get the fuck, man.
yeah. Oh,
Sit your
man,
ass
come
down
on.
somewhere. Nobody believe
Man.
your ass, man. That's why, like, if you look on my shit, I didn't even make a video about that shit. It's certain shit I just won't even make a video about. I'll talk about it in the live stream or talk about it with you, but I'm not making no video on that shit.
Yeah,
I
because
can't even talk
it's
because
yeah.
my whole video gonna be nothing but he lying, this shit ain't true, he lying, he lying. I'm just gonna say he lying for 10 minutes
Right,
straight, he
right,
lying
right,
to
right.
the end of the
Yeah,
goddamn video. Nah, bro. But let's get
yeah.
into some of these fights. I got some more stories, but let's get into a couple of these fights, man. Let's talk about some of these undercard fights that we
Uh-huh.
saw last night, man. I was impressed because I was hard on this young man with his last performance, but he came up and he showed up
Uh,
and showed out last night. Jahad Tucker
uh,
versus DeAndre Smith, the young 19-year-old right there out of Dearborn, New York. He did his thing last night, man. What you got
who you
on the
say?
Jahad Tucker DeAndre Smith fight?
Oh, DeAndre. Oh, okay. You talking about
Yeah,
Tucker and DeAndre
yeah,
Smith?
Jahad Tucker and DeAndre Smith. What you
That
got
was
on
the
that fight, man?
that was the first. Was that the first fight? Or DeAndre?
It was like the second or
Second
third
fight.
one.
Right,
Yeah.
second fight. You know what? That was a good fight. I'm trying to vaguely remember it because when I call fights, I just be calling. I don't remember very
He
clearly.
he he had he hurt him real bad in the second round, and he almost punched himself out.
Right, right,
Then
right,
he
right.
kept then he ended up eventually stopping him.
You're right,
That fight.
exactly. The gold. I believe he's a gold
The,
medalist. Is
no,
that
the one with the
no?
purple trunks on. He had the purple trunks on.
Okay.
He was
See,
herky jerky, and he was
man.
fighting a dude out of Georgia.
Right, yeah, yeah. Now I know because man, there was so many fights last night. Damn it. All right, but anyway, but I loved them all. I loved them all, baby. All right, but that was a good fight too. All right, now that fight, what I seen and what I can remember, is what I thought was going to happen in that fight. Someone had to take control of the fight. And that's what happened with what is his name? I keep on forgetting. Go ahead. No, knockout. I can't remember.
Jahad Tucker and DeAndre
Right.
Smith. So
Yeah, go
Jahad
ahead with that.
Tucker, no, it's all good. Jahad Tucker, in his last performance, you can tell he got all the talent, but he just couldn't put it together. He was real undisciplined. He was showboating in the ring, doing a lot of stuff when he didn't have control of the fight. But in this fight against DeAndre Smith, he kind of flipped the switch and he was countering him. You could see how naturally gifted he is with his head movement and his reflexes. He's a fighter that depends on his reflexes, and so you want to see him get more discipline, put in more work where he can depend on the skills more, because we all know that your reflexes, they kind of go away as you get older. But Jahad Tucker, man, he went in there and he showed up and he showed out. He hurt DeAndre Smith in the second round. And one thing that I want to see from young fighters is how they finish. What are their instincts? And we're gonna talk about some fighters in a minute that show much better instincts than Jahad, but Jahad is only 19 years old. So what he did was, when he got DeAndre Smith hurt, he literally, like, I'm not even making this up, y'all. He must have threw like 50 or 60 punches trying to get the ref to stop the fight in like a 30 or 40-second span. And you just can't do that. So one thing from this performance, because he outboxed him, he hurt him, he
Oh yeah,
outclassed
yeah.
him.
Okay,
One,
now I know. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
one thing I want to see him do moving forward, same thing I used to say about Ammo Williams, you got to be patient, bro. Once you
Mm,
get somebody hurt, you do what got you there. So if you got him hurt because you were patient, you were countering him, you landed a couple of good shots, do the same thing. And his trainer and his father's credit, when he came over to the corner in the second round, he told his son, he said, "Look, great round. You hurt him. You can get him out of there. I don't need you to throw 50 or 60 shots. I just need 2 or 3 good shots." And the ref will stop the fight. And shout out to Jahad Tucker, because he made that adjustment on the fly, started going down to the body, still using his herky jerky head movement and countering DeAndre Smith. Then when he got him hurt again, he just kept hitting him with good shots. The ref got tired of DeAndre Smith's head getting popped back and shit, and he stopped the fight. So great performance from Jahad Tucker. Last time he fought in front of his hometown crowd, he did not do a good job, but he came up, showed out, and salute the Snacks B-Box fans, Jose Diaz, Bole, Big Jab, all y'all smash
mm.
on KQKC like button for us, man. Get
Yeah,
them
now.
likes up.
Okay,
But
now
that's
I
all I got
remember.
on that fight, man. Great
Okay.
performance by that young man. Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, now I'm sorry. Now I remember the fight very clearly. Now I was just trying to think about it. Yeah, that was a good fight, and I'm gonna tell you, Smith came to fight. That's one
Mm-hmm.
thing I can say about last night. The let's just say the underdogs. Okay, they came out and fought last night. It wasn't nobody coming out there trying to lay down for a check or anything like that. Everybody was game. Everybody was good to go. Now Smith, I didn't. Smith didn't want to quit. They stopped the fight. Smith
Mm-hmm.
was getting hit, but his head was getting popped back. And that was real noticeable when you leaning on the ropes and somebody teeing off on you. And one thing about Jahil, he was throwing a lot of punches. He was trying to get the referee to stop the fight. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he almost punched himself out.
Facts.
But one thing about it is he was doing a lot of unnecessary herky jerking and moving, and a lot of times you can move too much. And I think that's what he did last night. He was moving too much, and he was throwing a lot of punches. And next thing you know, you punching yourself out. But a guy like Smith, he's hard to get out of there. See, he's gonna have to do, or he's gonna have to learn how to break your opponent down. That's what you're gonna have to learn, how to break his opponent down slowly but surely, and then have an onslaught and throw punches and bunches, and then the referee can take a look and say, because he was right there. The referee was right there looking, and
Mm-hmm.
um, and Smith was against the ropes, and Smith was still game to go because that happened prior to that point before he started the fight. That happened to Smith again, but the bell right there, standing by the bell. But Smith was countering also. He was fighting back. But like I say, he just overwhelmed him. He just overwhelmed him, and he stalked him. First round, he went right out there and got him. And he's kind of
Yeah.
showboating a little bit too.
Yeah, yeah,
You
he liked to put
yeah,
on. He liked to put on for sure.
right. So and a lot of guys, you gotta watch that showboating. Yeah, you might have it under control, but you never know. When you start dropping your hands, things can happen. So but that's all I got on it. I
Hmm.
think he need to learn how to break his opponent down first. And that's about it. Shout
Yeah,
out to
and if
Snack.
it's people, yo, go ahead, catch the super, catch the super.
Okay, shout out to Snack B. He said, "Happy Pappy Day, brothers. Enjoy."
Appreciate that, snack.
All right, all
Appreciate
right.
that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. If he want to break people down, first go to the body more, and then secondly, great
uh,
finishers are patient, bro. Like I like great finishers. People that finish in the sport of boxing, they
uh,
don't rush shit. They patient because they trust it. Okay, I got you hurt. Shit, I got time.
right,
I got
right.
time. If I don't get you out of here right now, I know I can hurt you now and I
Mm-hmm.
know I can get to you. So they great finishers are patient. So some more patience, some more body work, and they need to work on his wasted movements and shit like that. Like he got great head movement, but use it so that you can be in position. Because when you use it so much, you might be able to make somebody miss, but you can't make them pay. Use that
Mm-hmm.
shit more as a reaction. You know what I'm saying? And then fire off and counter on somebody because he's a good counter puncher. So a lot to work on. And I see people saying he's not ready. He's only 19, y'all. He's 19 with 8
Right,
professional fights. Like let's see how he look in 3 years when he's only 22 and still young as shit. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
it's a lot there. It's a lot there as long as he gets the proper training, takes his craft serious. He can because look at how much better he got from his last fight to this fight. So shit, like I'm interested to see. And Top Rank, that's the right place to be. Shit, he might get 20 fights this year
yeah.
because it's already his second fight. He got at least probably another 2 or 3 more this year. So they
Uh-huh.
gonna keep him busy. They gonna keep putting him in there with some people to test him and get him some rounds. So we'll see how he looks moving forward. Go ahead, OG.
No. I was just saying that Top Rank, and I reiterate what I said last night. They are very good in putting in their young prospects. They're very good allowing the 4-0 fighters, they 6-0 fighters, 2-0 fighters. For one, they don't have to pay them a lot of money, and number two, they can fill that space, that television spot. Because first of all, you're on TV, you're a young prospect, and then a lot of other promoters and people that's interested. You put a name out there for yourself, and that's a good thing about Top Rank. It's just the only thing about it is that once you get up to a certain level, let's say a Terrence Crawford or a Mikey Garcia or a Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, and when you get up to there, that's when Bob started playing games, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing. That's the only thing about it, So,
Facts.
yep, that's all I have on that.
Facts. Let's talk about the Olympian, man. Let's talk about Troy Isley versus Dante Stubbs. Troy
Wow,
Isley looked good, bro.
yes, he did.
He looked real good last night. I like what I saw from him because he was in there. Dante Stubbs was awkward. He was
Uh,
game, and he was somebody that didn't come to lay down. He came. He came to try to. I don't know if he was there to win, but he came there to just make it very difficult on Troy Isley. He was there not to get
yeah,
knocked out and to fight back, and he was throwing haymakers and shit. I heard you were like Stubbs is throwing. He's trying to knock him out. He's trying to knock Troy out, but he's missing. He's missing
right.
everything. But boy, he was swinging for the fences from the opening round. But what you got on the young Olympian Troy Isley's performance? What'd you think of what you saw last night?
I like the maturity of Isley. All right, he's a young Olympian, but he wasn't rushing anything. He wasn't rushing his shots. He wasn't trying to get him out there real early to incite the crowd. Bob Arum, he was out there in the crowd. He wasn't trying to incite his promoter. He took his time and he did the number one thing. He brought everything behind the jab. I like that. And then also, he did make um, what you call a miss, and he was throwing haymakers. I mean, he was throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Isley, and Isley just gradually watched the punches because he saw when the punches was coming. They was coming all day long, all the way from back here, all the way from backyard. And Isley, he kept on that jab. He stayed on that jab, and he kept going down to the body. He move and step around and go down to the body, then went to the head. So he was fighting a guy, and this a lot of people say, hey, cab driver. I saw all that in the chat, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to understand that those are the hardest fighters to fight. When you have a fighter that's herky jerky and throwing big haymakers, and they missing because he went out there in round one. I'm talking about in the first few seconds, trying to knock him out. And when you throw haymakers like that, and you throw big shots and you're missing, you still got to watch this guy because you might get hit with something that you didn't see coming. And that's the hardest guy to fight. The one that's awkward, the one that's herky jerky. Those are the guys that you gotta watch because you can get hit with something and even see it coming. See,
Mm-hmm.
everybody ain't gonna cooperate. Put it that way. Everybody not gonna stand there and do the fundamental thing. You jab, I jab. All right, you go down to stern, I go down to the stern. Nobody's not gonna do that. They're gonna do their own thing. And he knew he was on TV too. So he wanted to show out too. So, but I don't understand why his team did not tell him, look here, man, take your time. Place your punches correctly. If you don't see the punch, if it's not there, then hold back. But he didn't do that. So
Yeah.
Troy Isley, he showed a lot of maturity last night.
Yeah.
That's one
He
thing,
did.
a lot of growth. And a lot of people can't transition from that amateur to that pro. Some people you can be good in in amateurs. Oh, baby, you are exciting. Oh, baby, you are just making a name for yourself. Then you get to the bros, you're dead. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
So some people can't be a Floyd Mayweather transition. Some people can't be a Shakira Stevenson transition. No, you got to be a special type of fighter, and I think Isley is that special type of fighter.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. And anybody calling Dante Stubbs a cab driver, you gotta
Mhm.
understand, man. Go look at who he's fought. So he got a guy
Mhm.
on his resume named Javier Martinez who beat Dante Stubbs, but he's supposed to be a good prospect. That top rank. He's a top rank fighter. Good southpaw, long, throws a lot of punches. I think he's trained by Robert Garcia, and he's an undefeated prospect. And Dante Stubbs took him the distance in a competitive fight, and he actually put Javier Martinez on his butt, bro. Set his ass down with a
Wow.
shot. So he gives prospects a tough time because of how unorthodox he is, that shell that he goes to. Because if you still try to throw right hands against him, it's hard to land flush on him. But Isley did a great job and made a great adjustment of throwing that left hook and throwing that left hook to the body and throwing that left hook up top. And his corner did a great job of telling him that that's the punch that was going to get through, and that's what he needed to do. And Isley is a very good body puncher, bro. Like his body punching, he breaks guys down, and you got to. And so for him to show that maturity of okay, this is what's open, this is what I'm going to take, and then to not be detoured by all of Stubbs' antics, because every time he would hit Stubbs, Stubbs was trying to make him think it didn't hurt, sticking his tongue out at him and shit,
Right.
shaking his head at him, telling him to come on. He was really trying to do a lot of posturing. Troy
Mhm.
Isley ain't buy into none of that shit.
No, he
He
didn't.
didn't buy into none of that shit. Like, yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna keep working. He just
Uh,
kept working methodically, slowly, and just did
uh,
his thing, man, till he eventually broke Dante Stubbs down. He first put him down with a right hand, put his head down with a right hand, and Stubbs got up. He got up quick. He was like he got up quick and he was in there, and it didn't deter Troy Isley. He just went back to work. Left hooks to the body, right hands to the body, working that jab, using that veteran tactic of keeping that jab out there so he could probe and try to find what else is there. And then I like Troy Isley because Troy Isley, if you gonna get knockouts, you gotta be in the pocket and shit. And he ain't got no problem being in the pocket. If you look at how he stopped Dante Stubbs had been throwing a haymaker all night with that right hand, throwing that mug from his knee. It's like he reached down to his ankle and was trying to throw an overhand right all night against Troy Isley. And like I think it was the sixth round when he got the stoppage. Stubbs tried to throw that overhand right. Isley caught him with a short ass right hand right in between that hoe. Bow, put his ass down. Ref like, nah, I'm good. We done. We done with this fight. I was like, yeah, this young man, he owned to something. And you know he's gonna be a knockout puncher or he's gonna stop guys because these are 6-round fights. The more rounds you give him to break you down, he's gonna knock out even more people. So when he starts fighting 8-rounders, he starts fighting 10-rounders. As long as that skill set continues to transition to higher level competition, where he's able to still counterpunch, use his head movement, his boxing skills, and really go to the body specifically with that left hook and that straight right hand, he gonna continue to get stoppages against guys, man. He gonna continue to get stoppages against guys just because of how he fights. And he made it to the Olympics, but he didn't medal in the Olympics. But I think looking at him fight, he has now 6 fights in the pros. I think his style has always been much more of a pro style, and he's adapting to the pros very well. He's much more about clean, effective punching, breaking you down, and he's getting stoppages on guys. So looks like the DMV, you know, they already got Gary Russell Jr., they got Tank Davis, Gary Antoine Russell. Look like they got them another one in Troy Isley, man. The DMV boxing scene got to be one of the best in the nation right now, bro. They got some people that's there that's starting to cook. So shout out to Troy Isley on a great performance, man. He did his thing, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, the Peterson brothers, you know, I mean, they heating up, and they heating up like Texas is heating up in boxing. And like I said, I'm excited to see where boxing goes from here. I'm excited to see where boxing lands in the next year or two, because like I said last night, that keep an eye on the lightweight division and the welterweight division. Now, 140 division is going to be kind of playing a part too, because all them guys from lightweight going to move up to 140. They're going to take a breather. They're going to get honed in on their skills. And next thing you know, they're at 147. And baby, it's still going to be on fire. It's still going to be lit. All right? Because we saw a welterweight last night. They was on pocket. All right? So I just want just to say that, you know, Boston, man, I mean, it's heating up. It's getting better and better and better. You, as a boxing fan, you should be excited because we're getting all the good fights right now. You might not like the ones you saying. You might not get what you asked for, but you get in boxing, and that's all that's good enough for me. All right.
Before we get to the last 3 fights, because we got to talk about Bruce Carrington, we got to talk about Robezy, and we got to talk about obviously BETERBIEV. But I'm noticing a trend in boxing, like. Fighters are starting to, when they have a fight coming up, they starting to talk about other fighters and shit. And I don't like it. And we got another one. So I was so we had Rashidi Ellis. He was bringing up Jerron Boots in this, but Rashidi Ellis already got a fight coming up. And then now we got Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz is about to fight Michael McKinson, but now he's talking about after he fights Michael McKinson, he want to fight the winner of Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. So I guess my question is, do you believe Virgil Ortiz wants one of those fights? And what do you think of fighters, I guess, calling out fights or calling for fights when they already have another fight coming up? Do you have a problem with that, or do you like the call outs? Because I don't like it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like when people call for fights and they already got somebody in front of them. Like, handle what's in front of you and then let me know you serious by calling out somebody when you ain't got no other fight, when the fight can actually be made. But what do you think of that, OG? Do you believe Virgil Ortiz, or do you think he waiting? And I see Dante Hall in the chat. Or do you think he waiting for a vacant belt, or does he really want smoke with either Spence or Crawford?
Well, I think first of all, you need to pay attention to who in front of you. No fighter should be looking past their opponent, their next opponent. No fighter. Now, after you deal with your opponent, then you can go ahead and reminisce and dream all you want. You're not going to get that fight with Spence or Terrence Crawford. You know your talent is not at that level. Now, if you want to do like Oscar is telling you to do, and sit there and talk a good game, and you want to be a Ryan Garcia and say you're going to do this and that and don't do it, I mean, come on, let's be honest. You know, let's keep it real. You're not at that level. You're not going to fight these guys. And for one, Earl Spence, if he does win and beat Terrence Crawford, he's moving up to 154. Now, Terrence Crawford, I'm quite sure he's going to do the same, regardless, win, lose, or draw. But Ortiz is not going to get in the way of this greatness. So Ortiz is just pretty much trying to let everybody know that I'm here. I'm still here at the welterweight division. I'm still the man. I'm still good. Now he got McKinson in front of him right now. Now we don't know how that fight going to turn out. Now, of course, Ortiz was to allegedly win this fight, but I don't like it. I don't like it, knockout. You know, I don't like you
Mm-hmm.
calling out fighters, and that's disrespectful to your opponent.
That's a
So
fact. And he fighting an undefeated fighter and Michael McKinson. So
yes, yes. So I mean, that's crazy. Listen. First of all, I won't even mention it. Why mention it? If someone asks you, look, we'll deal with that after the fight. I just need to deal with the one that's standing in front of me right now. That's the one you should be talking about. You need
mm-hmm.
to talk about that, and because that's disrespectful to him, and also it's no guarantee you gonna even get a fight with Earl or now. Don't get me wrong; these two guys they ain't scared to fight nobody,
Mm-hmm.
nobody in that welterweight division right now. They not. No, but still, show a little respect to your opponent. Show a
Yeah,
little respect.
show him respect.
Yeah.
And then OG Virgil Ortiz. See, this is why I be feeling disrespected by these fighters and these promoters
Uh-huh.
sometimes. Like I feel disrespected as a fan, as a diehard fan that really follow this shit. Like Virgil Ortiz is capping, he lying, he capping whatever the young people are saying. 'Cause I don't really use capping. He lying his ass out, bro. He don't want to fight, and I can prove it to y'all. See, I'm old enough to remember that after Virgil Ortiz beat Maurice Hooker, the
Uh-huh.
WBO rankings came out, and they skipped him over Sean Porter for the WBO rankings. They made him the #1 WBO champion. I
Uh-huh.
mean WBO contender for
Uh-huh.
Terrence Crawford's belt early in 2021. It was like April of 2021 after he had beat Maurice Hooker. And they asked Virgil Ortiz if he would fight Terrence Crawford. He was like, yeah, I'll fight him. So he's the #1 person, but he didn't want the fight. So they switched the rankings back around and put Sean Porter back at #1 and made Sean Porter the mandatory. See, I remember this shit because I did videos on it and I made content about it, bro. So don't come and tell me now that you want the fight and you willing to fight one of these two people when you was in perfect position. You was the #1 WBO contender. Could have been the mandatory. You could have fought Terrence Crawford instead of Sean Porter, bro.
Yeah.
You had just beat Mean Machine, then you beat Maurice Hooker, and the WBO liked that shit. And they made you #1, bro. They made you #1 in their ranking system over Sean Porter, and you didn't go get the fight. You didn't go get the fight with Terrence Crawford, and
Right.
Terrence Crawford called you out and said, "Yeah, he just talking. He just talking. He don't really want to fight me." And guess what? His ass was right. Cause you showed drop back down on them rankings like #2 and #3, and they put Sean Porter ass right back on top. And
Yeah.
Sean Porter went ahead and fought Terrence Crawford. So I'm not trying to hear that shit, man. I'm not trying to hear nothing that you talking about, bro. You waiting on a vacant belt, dog. Just call it what it is. You and Jaime Munguia, two golden boy fighters. Y'all don't really want smoke like that. Y'all waiting.
No. No, they
No, he
don't.
didn't. Texas made the realest. He fought Mean Machine. I got it right here, bro. Oh no, you right. You right. He fought Mean Machine. He fought Maurice Hooker. So after Maurice Hooker, you right. He fought Maurice Hooker, and they made him #1. He said no, thank you. He said no, thank you. And then he did fight. Mean Machine. You right about that. But I had the order mixed up. But long story short, in about April of 2021, his ass was a #1 WBO contender, and he said no, thank you. He told their ass no thank you, and he moved on and fought somebody else when he could have fought Terrence Crawford. So I don't believe him. Him and Jaime Munguia, OG, they waiting on vacant belts. And
Right.
what's messing Jaime Munguia up. He like, damn, when Charlo gonna move up? Shit,
Right.
I need Charlo to move up so I can fight for this vacant WBC. And then he saw Janabek over there in the WBO. He like, nah, I'm good. So he just sitting around there waiting, not making weight and shit, fighting at catch weights and shit. I'm not trying to hear that shit from none of these dudes. The only young one right now at 147 that I really think will fight them is Jerron Boots Ennis because he been consistent. And he ain't turned down. Like he been continuing to try to move up to put himself in position. He ain't taking no step back. So, I believe Virgil Ortiz when I see it. I don't believe somebody who's talking about his camp is talking about they'll be ready for Earl Spence, or they'll be ready for Jerome Boots Ennis in 4 years, 5 years. I don't think anybody talking like that is gonna want to fight Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford right now. Like I'm not trying to hear none of the shit he talking about, man. So that's pretty much all I got on that one, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, sir. But
Mm.
let's get to the next fight, man. Bruce Carrington, man, another New York born, Brooklyn, out of Brownsville, Brooklyn area,
Mm-hmm.
versus Adrian Levi. Bruce Carrington is another one of these prospects, man, down there at featherweight, long rangey featherweight. But he looked like right now, at least with the guys that he's fighting, I mean, it's hard to find any holes in Bruce Carrington's game. He can fight inside, fight outside. Seemed like he got a nice little mean streak to him. Very good power. What you got on? What you got on the young man? Shoot.
Uh,
Bruce
uh,
Carrington, man.
well, shoot, they call him. He fought a very disciplined fight last night. He didn't get carried away. He had a game plan, and I think he followed it every step of the way. And he took his time. He found his range, and and once again he went down to the stern. Everything came behind the jab. He took his time. Then, as he progressed, as the rounds went on, he started sitting down on his punches, and then he started taking advantage of openings. Now, one thing I do like about it is that once he get in close quarters with his opponent, he makes sure that he go in there cautiously. He doesn't go wild and go buck wild and start throwing wow. He come in there high guard. Make sure he clear to go. He go in there, then he's let go. Then he get back into a high guard. He protect himself at the same time. So he pretty much playing defense to do his offense, and I like that. I like that from the young man. So and I think he's gonna be. He's still young. He still got a lot to learn, but I think he's going to be, man, talked about for a while now. Once he start getting a lot of better fights, a lot of more step up fights, I think he's going to be a good candidate for a fight of the year one day or something like that. Because the young man can fight, and the only thing he can do right now is get better. The tools and everything is there. Now he got to see how he do in better competition. Because right now, once he step up, work on the jab. I think the jab is there too. I mean, he's an all around good fighter, I think. And and when they stopped the fight, and which they should have, uh, um, the opponent, like I said, he was game. I'm not gonna take nothing from no fighter last night. Cause all of them didn't come to line out. All of them wanted to make a name for themselves. Everybody wanted to knock somebody out. So but I'm not gonna say that he has a lot to learn, but he can fine tune his skills. In other words, he can make it better.
Yeah,
Everything he does, he can make it better. So now one thing I did see last night that he is a slow starter. He don't go right out there, which he shouldn't really, but I can see he's a very slow starter. He don't start getting that motor running real good until maybe the third round, and then that's when he turns it up. So, but
yeah, he starts patient for sure. He starts very, very patient. And
right,
he was in there with an awkward ass opponent. Him and Troy Isley, they had
uh,
two awkward ass opponents in front of him, man.
right,
Like
yeah,
that
uh,
dude Levi, he was trying to go into a shell, and Bruce had to figure out like, okay, how do I attack this? And he did it by using the jab and changing the angle on his overhand right and catching him with the overhand right. And he was landing that left hook to the body. He did a lot of good things in there. I agree with everything that you're saying, man.
yeah, yeah. Let me ask you something now, got real fast, and pertaining to the fights last night.
Mm-hmm.
One particular fight that is. Now I know in Las Vegas, and I alluded to this last night when I was calling the fight in between rounds, that I noticed a particular fighter was using a backhand when he popping a jab. Now that's illegal in some states. Now I don't know how New York athletic commission is, but I know Las Vegas you can't do that. You can't pop that jab using the backhand.
Yeah.
Using your backhand like that. But he did it, and the referee didn't say anything about it. And he was doing that clear as day. Now I didn't have the TV up, so I don't know the commentators or
No,
anything.
they didn't say nothing about it. I think that I don't know if that's legal anywhere, but I do know that definitely in Vegas you're not supposed to do that.
Right.
Maybe the ref didn't know that and didn't say anything, but yeah, I didn't pick up on anybody saying anything about it at
Wow.
all.
Well, they
Yeah.
should have, because you can't do that. You can't you gotta hit straight with your glove. You can't hit like
Yeah,
this.
you can bring it up, but you can throw it straight. You ain't supposed to
Right.
throw it like that. Yeah,
Right.
facts, facts.
Yeah.
But for Shushu, man, like look, love the patience, love the angles that he was working with, and I was impressed. Like we were talking about Troy Osley later. Salute contender, I see you.
Mhm.
Like we were saying earlier about Troy Osley dealing with somebody like Levi, who's awkward, who knows how to protect themselves, who don't really give you much because they're giving you their shoulder, to
Right.
really learn on the fly that okay, I'm gonna work my jab, I'm gonna work my left hook. Since we're both right-handed and he's going into the shell, I gotta work that left hook around that shoulder.
Right.
Knowing that and continuing to throw that and throw at what's open, investing in the body. You could tell that Levi. I saw some people saying it was a bad stoppages. You just had to watch Levi in his corner, man. He didn't want to fight. He
Right.
wasn't responding when the ref told him that. Just look at a fighter. When the ref told him that he was about to stop the fight, he didn't do like when Ugas had his whole goddamn eye broke. Right, he had his whole eye broke. He was hurting. The ref was about to stop the fight. Ugas is up there stomping. No, 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 no! Don't stop the fight. Like I'm ready to fight. Levi didn't even do that. When she
Right.
told Levi she was about to stop the fight, he was like, "Yeah, all right, whatever, shit. Hey, I'm out of here. You beating my ass. I'm good." So I can't call it a bad stoppage. Like I can't call it a bad stoppage because shit, the fighter didn't even want to fight. Did I think he
Right.
was hurt? Did I think that he could continue? Yeah, I thought he could continue, and I didn't think he was that hurt. But sometimes you can just stop a fighter mentally where they just know they not gonna win, and they just looking for a way out. And when he got that little cut over his eye, he got a little boo boo. That's what I call it. Cause wasn't no big cut. He got a little boo boo over his eye. Shit, he was like, man, that's my way. Shit, stop this mug, cause he just gonna beat my ass for a whole nother round. And he didn't even try to. He didn't even try to. He didn't even try to protest. So if he's not protesting the stoppage, I ain't gonna protest it for his ass. Shit, why I'm gonna fight for you if you ain't fighting for yourself and you was getting your ass whooped anyway? So I think it was a good stoppage. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Carrington, we saying that he young, but I want to
Right.
see them move him a little faster than like a Troy Osley or a Keyshawn Davis because he's older coming out of the amateur. Like he already 25 years old. And
Oh
maybe
wow.
that's why he look that's why he looks so refined. He looks so complete or
Wow.
whatever. Because he's older than those younger guys. He's older than Devin Haney. He's the same age
Wow.
as David Benavidez, same age as you know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys like Shakur might be younger than him. So he at featherweight, you know what I'm saying? It's time for him to he need to go ahead and go. I think they need to move him a lot faster than your typical prospect. Because if you move him like that, this dude won't be looking at a title shot till he like 28, 29 years old. So it's time for him to sink or swim. I want to see him getting some 10-round fights and go ahead and start trying to climb up the rankings because he's older than a lot of the other prospects. So I do want to say that he does look good. Look like he could be the future of the featherweight division, long featherweight, 72-inch reach. So he'll probably grow into lightweight very well, maybe even bigger. But I want to see him get moved fast because he looked like he ready. He looked complete. Looked like the finished product already, and he's older than a lot of the prospects that we've been talking about, like Jahad Tucker, 19, Troy Osley, like 22, 23. This kid's already 25 years old, and I don't want to call him a kid. This young man's 25 years old, and I want to see what's next for him. But I want to see him start getting in some 10-round fights very, very soon.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would too. Because I don't know why these fighters they stay fighting 6 rounders, they stay fighting 8 rounders. And they do that like constantly. I mean, too long for me. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So. But hey, we got 140, 43 people in here. All right, hit the
Like
like button
button.
for me. All right, hit that like button for everybody. All right.
Like
Okay.
button, smash on the like,
Yeah.
please. All right, man. We to the co-main event. Robeisy
Right.
Ramirez and Abraham Supernova, man.
Ooh,
Wonderful performance by Robeisy, man. What you got on the fight, man?
man, oh man, oh man. What I got on this fight is what I tell you. First of all, Ribisi was comfortable in there. Matter of fact, I think he was a little bit too comfortable in there, and I think he felt the power of Nova. And I think he said, okay, well, his punching is not doing anything for me. All right, he is not making a dent. It's not stinging. It's not even hurting me. So he pretty much dropped his hands. And like, hey, why you running? Come on back. He was playing to the crowd a little bit, and you do that when you know you can beat your opponent. Now Nova did pump that jab quite often last night, but only thing about it, when you using your jab, you gotta snap it. All right, now doing this, that's not doing anything. Now I can see you measuring. All right, you keep it out there. You can't stiff arm it. You got to move it. You can't just have it out there. You got to move it. But Nova was doing just this. That's not keeping nobody off of you. So Rubisi, being in the southpaw stance, he was trying to find a way to get in, and he did. He with the fast hands, he got in, he got down to the body, and then he got right back out. Now Nova, he was trying to swing and swing for the fences, but those punches was wide. Those punches was wide, and what did Rubisi do? He went right down the middle, textbook all the way. He went right down to the middle, and he started to score. Now he did hit Nova a couple times, but Nova took it. He took it well. Then he came back again, and then this is what really got me. Then when you see the smaller fighter bagging up the bigger fighter, then okay, it's something wrong. All right, that means that okay, I think he's feeling the power and he's feeling them body shots because Rubisi threw a body shot in there. I mean, he sucked it in there hard, and I thought he was getting ready to fold up like an iron board. But Nova took it well, and he backed out. He backed out, and then he started getting hit with straight rights and cuffing right hand by Rubisi. Now this fight, it did not play up to the hype that we wanted it to be. We thought it was gonna be a slugfest, but it was semi like that. But Rubisi had the best inside fighting skills better than Nova. Now Nova was pretty much trying to fight on the back foot and trying to catch Rubisi as he was coming in, but Rubisi was pretty much, stepping to the side, trying to spin and, had his hands down and trying to do this and that. And it just confused Nova. And Nova didn't have no answers. This is the time when a fighter had to make adjustments. This is the time because what she was doing wasn't working. Because Rubisi was still getting in some type of way. He'll feint going this way, he'll feint, and bam, he go down to the body. Now, one thing I didn't like knockout about Nova, he did too much head hunting. He went upstairs too much. He didn't go down to the body enough. And that's a problem with me. I like for guys to go down to the body and
Yeah,
try to
facts.
slow that person down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing about it. Now, Rubisi, he did his job. He went down to the body. He went down to the body a lot of times. And then he went upstairs. Now, he was throwing the jab from the knee. And then he had the high guard. He was firing from the head, from the high guard. But Nova still up there going head hunting. I just don't. I just think the body plays a part. You break down the body, then everything else will start breaking down. So I mean, it was a good fight while it lasted, but he got him out of there sooner than we all thought. We
Yeah,
all thought,
facts.
yeah, that okay, he gonna get him out of there in 4 rounds. Oh, he gonna get him out of there in 6 rounds. Hell, he got him out there in two. 2 rounds. And when you get him out there in 2 rounds, then that means that Nova, he wasn't prepared. He wasn't.
Nah, you got that was the fifth round. Now you thinking about
Oh, 5th round.
BETERBIEV. BETERBIEV
Yeah,
BETERBIEV got Joe Smith ass out of there in 2 rounds.
okay,
But
I'm sorry.
but
Okay,
uh but Ramirez, it was the fifth
right.
round. He got his
Okay,
ass with
I'm
one
sorry.
shot though. Yeah.
Yeah, 5th round. Yeah, what I'm talking about. Yeah, 5th round. But anyway, when he did get him out of there, okay, 5th round. When he did get him out of there, Ribishi set it up real nice. And here KQKC again, baby. Everything comes behind the jab. everything becomes how to jab. And he's in a southpaw stance, and he set it up real nice. He's tap the right jab, bam, left, out of there. Night night, Irene, and there you go. And then Nova went out, and he went to sleep. Now he woke up though. He woke up. It was just a short nap, but he woke up. But it didn't turn out like we thought it would. Or Channel Local Sport. No, that's his guy. He betted on him and everything. He believed in him full hearted, and I don't think he was that big to me last night.
Nah, he was big. He just weight drained. But I'm gonna
Okay,
talk in a minute. Yeah, he
okay,
big. He big for
okay.
sure.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, Rubisi, he had great power, and I'd like to see Rubisi get in there with another step up fight, and I think Rubisi is an issue right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
he a problem.
yeah, he's a
He a
big
problem.
problem.
He a problem at featherweight.
Yeah,
Shit, he
yeah.
a problem at featherweight right now. Real talk.
Mhm. And when you look
Real
at
talk.
featherweight, it really kind of now the featherweight division has changed. When we think about featherweights, yes, we think about small weight classes. We think about, yes, a smaller guy, a smaller fighter. We think about the Gary Russells. We think about the Leo Santa Cruzes. All right. But now these featherweights are looking pretty big. They are looking pretty big for to be a featherweights, and they are throwing some leather, so be careful. Watch that featherweight division. That featherweight
Hmm.
division is starting to come up. I'm telling you. And we're not talking about Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz anymore. Leo Santa Cruz fighting at 130 now.
Hmm.
So I mean this featherweight division is starting to heat up too. So all right,
It
that's all
is,
I have.
man.
Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So when I did my breakdown and prediction, I told people, I said Robeasy, I'm picking him to win by decision, but he could stop Nova. And I said he could stop Nova because number one, I believe Nova is weight drained. I don't think you can be 5'9" with a 72-inch reach and you're supposed to be fighting at featherweight, bro. Like Errol Spence is considered a huge ass welterweight and he's 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. Like you can't be the same size basically as Errol Spence and be trying to make featherweight. I thought that he was weight drained. I don't like him at featherweight. And then also his head movement. And when you're weight drained, it's the shots that you don't see that really have a bad effect on you. And what did he get put to sleep by? It was a left hand that he did not see coming at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so when Robeasy with his great time and in his great counter punching, he I just knew that he might could catch Abraham Nova with something that he don't see and could possibly hurt him and end up stopping the fight. And that's what ended up happening. Now, for Abraham Nova, I don't want to be overly critical because I don't know what's in his mind, but I thought that he came out from the jump. It's only one of two things. The game plan was absolutely horrible, or he had no confidence. He was just acting like he was confident. And I say that because there is no way you should be that big, look that much bigger, and look that much stronger than the fighter you fighting against, and you go to the back foot as soon as the fight start. Like it ain't like if Robeasy had pushed him back and made him feel something at the beginning of the fight, and he went to the back foot and started boxing, then okay, that's one thing. But he went to the back foot as soon as the first bell rung, bro. He went back there as soon as the first bell rung, and I told you guys, I said, look, man, if he is going to win this fight, he has to be the stronger, bigger. It has to look like he the bigger and stronger fighter. In the moment that he came out and went directly to his back foot, I knew he was in trouble. You can't let somebody like Robeasy Ramirez press you back and you the bigger man. Abraham
Right.
Nova is not a back-footed fighter, bro. He's an
Right.
aggressive, come forward behind my 1-2, behind my body work. I'm a big, strong featherweight. That's why I'm shrinking down the featherweight so I could have the size and the strength advantage. But when you fight off your back foot and you allow someone else to be the aggressor, you take all that shit away from you, bro. You literally everything that you work for, cutting weight, getting a nutritionist or whatever, making sure that you got all this length and all this strength and this size at featherweight, everything that you work to have, you gave that shit up the first 10 seconds of the fight when you went to your back foot right off the rip. And so him trying to jab, trying to use that right hand, you made a great point. He was head hunting, but if you go watch his highlights, you go watch his last fight, he stopped somebody with a body shot. He broke
Oh,
somebody
right.
down by walking to them and giving them a body shot. I told people he can't box with Robezy. Robezy is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. He has much better timing. He has much better footwork. He has much better counter punching ability. You don't need to be out here boxing with him. You need to turn it into a fight. He didn't do that. He tried to have a boxing match, and Robezy Ramirez walked him down from the opening bell. Yeah, the beginning of the fight was competitive, but if you really know what you're looking at, you can see like, this shit ain't gonna end well for Nova. Why is he on his back foot? He need to be trying to pushing this dude back because Robezy lost his first fight because the guy came out and was aggressive with him and wouldn't let him breathe. And I thought that Nova would watch that film and be smart enough to take a page out of that book and really just go after Robezy, but he didn't do that. And again, if he had felt his power, if Robezy had caught him with some shit and then he went to the back foot, I wouldn't be as critical. But I watched that man go to the back foot for the first 10 seconds of the fight and never even try to press on Robezy. He never tried to press him one time. So I thought it was a bad game plan. I thought it was a lack of confidence. And then to Robezy's credit, he has gotten better. And you don't win 2 Olympic gold medalists by not having talent. Like, this man is extremely talented, and now he's putting it together with his work in the gym. He's putting it together with his style because he's much more of a pro, much more of a pro style. And I heard people and I saw people in the chat talking about how he was loading up on shots. Bro, when you that talented and you can counter punch like that, it may not work for some, but right now somebody at featherweight is gonna have to show me that they can handle his boxing skills because he got distance on lock right now. Like, he understands distance and how to get you to fight his fight, and he's the best counter puncher at featherweight right now.
Yeah.
Proven, as far as going against top competition. Obviously, Bruce Carrington looked like he the real deal, but come on, he ain't fought the people, the type of competition that Robezy has fought. And Robezy is out here styling on dudes that are undefeated contender level fighters. Like, Abraham Nova ain't no slouch. He ain't trash. Robezy Ramirez just made him look that way. You know what I'm saying? And he's much more aggressive. So I want to see him get a title shot. There's no reason why he can't. I know he only got 11 fights, but shit, all the amateur experience. Who else? Like, I would love to see Robezy versus Navarrete. I would love to see that fight. That's a fight I would absolutely love to see. They both top ranked fighters. And so shout out to Robezy for doing this thing. For Abraham Nova, as far as what's next for him, I think the very first adjustment is he got to move his ass up in weight, bro. He has to move up in weight. Making featherweight is detrimental to his chin, bro. It's detrimental to his chin. He can't take shots he don't see. Like, literally, before this, he fought a dude named Rumik Pick or some shit, bro. And he caught him with a short left hook that he literally threw. It was a 2-inch punch. And he had him wobble with that shit. And Rumik Pick is not even a big puncher like that. And so he got to move up, man. Fighting at 126, he's going to, because now he can't go back down and fight, journeyman or nothing. They're going to want to fight him, have him continue to fight contenders. And anybody that's got good boxing skills that can catch him with some shit that he don't see, I worry about him at that weight because I know he weight drained, bro. He way too big for that damn weight. He got to move his ass up. That's the first adjustment. And then the second adjustment, he don't have the head movement or the timing or the counter punching ability to be running around here trying to fight off his back foot. He got to go back to being an aggressive fighter, bro. He got to be aggressive and push the other fighters back, go to the body, and make it that type of fight. That's going to be his best chance for success moving forward. But I want to see what's next for him, see what he got. Shout out to Robezy Ramirez. It's time for him to get in there and start seeing if he can be champion, man. 28 years old. It's time. It's time for him to step up and try to see if he can get Navarrete in the ring with him. But great performance by him, man. You got anything else on that fight?
No, it just that like I said, Robezy, he took his time and like I say, he's gonna be a problem down the line, and especially when he start moving up, better competition, and I think he's gonna get sharper and sharper. I think he's gonna hone in his skills, and he's gonna be I don't want to compare him like to Floyd Mayweather or nothing like that, but now he's in featherweight. Then when he move up, he's gonna get better. Then of course he's gonna pretty much make his name at that weight class. Then he gonna move up again. then he gonna start making his name at that weight class. Now, this is what I'm thinking is gonna happen, and it can happen as long as you don't have no stumbling blocks, no outside activities that go pretty much wrong for him. So if we stay focused and stay on it, and you know what, and stop and take this seriously. I know you can beat this guy in there and everything, but do like the Olympic judges do. They don't like you clowning the other fighter. They don't like that. They like for you to have great sportsmanship. That's what they do in the Olympics. That's why Floyd their medal with a bronze. Cause he could have got a silver, but they say Floyd was showboating. They don't like that. Well, I think the same should go for the pros. The young man is trying hard as he can, but you are a better fighter. But don't clown him. Don't clown him. But then and all, he set it up real nice and bam, and then then he was out of there. So
yeah, put him to sleep too. It was like he starched him with one shot. That shit was crazy.
yeah.
Then we got another entertaining fight. The fight only lasts 5.5 minutes. All right, it only lasts 5.5 minutes. Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr. The shit was 5 minutes long.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? 6 minutes if you want to count the minute break in between the first and the second round. But OG, what you got on that fight, man? Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr. That was your quickest fight of the night, man.
Man, it was. And you know what? I was expecting more action with this fight because it played up to hype, but it didn't play that long. It's one of those records that you expect to be 10 minutes long, but it ended up being 5. But hey, Beterbiev, BETERBIEV, whatever. He came out and do a little lateral movement. He showed everybody, look, I'm more than just a puncher. I know how to box too. I do have an IQ. I'm not no dumb, just heavy hand puncher. So I mean that I like. He did come out there, he moving and then he stopped, 5 for 1, and he kept moving and moving and moving. But then again, you had Joe Smith. Joe Smith, for some reason, and I told people this earlier that day in the morning show. Joe Smith don't need to stand and trade with him. Because everybody knows you can punch hard too, but you don't have to prove no point tonight. Now, of course, this young man, Beterbiev, he had been in a lot of wars before, and he has been cut right down the center of the forehead, and he still came in there. He pretty much licked the blood off and went on in there and finished his job. Now, one thing about it is this man got hands of stones. All right. Now, I'm not trying to take Roberto Duran's name, but I mean, it's true. He has hands of bricks. Now, I ain't gonna say he's on steroids or nothing like that. No, this is just natural strength. This is natural strength. And one thing about it is that this dude is the real deal. For real. He's the real deal. And now, someone said, well, you think KQ that Canelo gonna fight him? I said, hell no.
Hell no. Man, Artur Beterbiev could be 50 years old. Canelo gonna be like, nah, I'm straight.
No,
I'm straight.
Yeah.
I think he might fight him when he's 60. Man, he ain't fighting that man, bro. Y'all might as well forget about that shit, bro.
Cause see, the thing about Beterbiev is one thing about him that he's kind of like a guy that he can pull you in and make you fight his fight. And he knows that if you come in and fight his fight, he's gonna win because he punches like that. All right, he punches like that. If you're gonna go toe to toe with him, that's his fight, he knows he's gonna win. Now, someone said, "Man, KQ, do you see Anthony Yard face?"
Me and you talked about it for a little bit. Talked about it for a little bit, yeah.
Man, Anthony Yard, man, I don't know if he ran out of there or Don't ask me no questions. And I think I
Anthony
changed
York,
my mind.
if Tunde or Frank Warren, if they let you fight this man, bro, they don't care about you, bro.
Yes, yes, yeah. See,
They don't like you, bro. They do not care about you if they let you fight this man, bro.
you know,
They should look at you and be able to tell that you need to do something else with your life, bro.
yeah,
Don't do this
exactly.
shit to yourself, dog.
And what makes it so bad with BETERBIEV is, he's not no fast puncher. He don't have big hand speed. He's not that type of fighter. He's not flashy. He's not no a slick fighter, anything like that. What you see is what you damn get, and he gonna make sure that he gonna get you out of there. Now, of course, like Joe Smith, he's a big guy, and he is a big puncher too. But
Joe Smith never been down in his career.
yes, yes, but he got hit a couple times. He got stung, and he almost went down on his back, but he had to whoa and took a knee. Right? He didn't want to take that knee. That knee just happened to fall. So, but he got back up, and then he was able to continue. But it was the other knock down that really did him in because he got he got stung. Now, this is the thing about a knockout. When Joe Smith
Yeah.
went down with the knee, I'm expecting him to get up. All right, shake the cobwebs off for a minute. All right, use your ring generalship a little bit. Stay out the way until you get your head clear. But what did he do? He went right back.
He went right back to the fire,
Right.
dog. He said, I'm coming back. I'm
He
coming
went
back.
right
God
back
damn
into
it.
the burning building, baby. He went right back into the burning building. And what?
Oh shit.
Fight Irene again. So it was a good fight while it lasted.
It
But
was, man.
hey, this guy is really a big issue at light heavyweight. Now, the one thing about it is, everybody's saying, "Hey, I can do the." He not special. He not. Well, yes, he's special.
Man,
Yeah, he's
shit.
very special because he can punch, he can hit, and that's all you need in this fighting game, baby. Yes, sir. So hats off to Joe Smith. He tried, and he failed. So hey, I ain't mad at you. And like Tupac say, I ain't mad at you. So, but that was a good fight, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that fight, man, and I was like, wow. Everybody in the chat was like, wow.
Yeah.
So, what you
Yeah.
got on the knockout?
Man, look, so as far as the fight itself, right? Oh, you want to catch the super chat right quick? Shout out to
Oh,
I'm Your Daddy, man.
okay. All right, all right. I'm your daddy. What's going on, baby? He says, salute OG and knockout. Happy Father's Day to y'all and to all in the chat. Keep grinding. That's
Same
right.
to you, man. Same to everybody in the chat. So,
So,
I
happy
mean,
Father's Day to everybody in the chat. I hope y'all have a great Father's Day today. All right.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with BETERBIEV, man, look, I'll get to that in a minute. But as far as the fight itself, so the fight itself, Joe Smith came out. He tried to take the center of the ring, and he like, yo, I'm here. I'm here to stand on my shit. It's my hometown. I'm in New York, and he had pushed BETERBIEV back a little bit. But the crazy thing is, when he took the center of the ring, he pushed BETERBIEV back. That shit didn't make BETERBIEV uncomfortable. He used a little lateral movement and shit, moved around, pop shot Joe and shit. Like, boy, I can box. Hell wrong with you? Pop, pop. I like, oh shit.
Right.
He got it all. He showing he got it all. Joe Smith like, nah, but I'm bullying you, cuz I'm about to come, I'm about to show you what's up. Then, bro, Joe Smith threw a right hand. He missed with that whole BETERBIEV, bow, through that overhand right. He didn't even hit him like he hit him like right here where it's like a knot where it's supposed to be the skull and shit.
Right.
Supposed to protect your shit. Your shit's supposed to be protected right here. Like this shit's supposed to be hard, bro. Like supposed to have a hard ass head. He punched that man through his skull and knocked out his equilibrium, put Joe Smith Jr. down in the first round. Like, god damn. And then I'm like you. I'm like, all right, Joe. I told you had to come out with this game plan. You have to try to bully the bully, but that shit didn't work. So I need you to use some movement, keep the fight going, and see if you can survive for a little bit. Joe Smith said, nope. Nope, I'm coming right out and I'm going straight for him. I don't give a damn. He went on a suicide mission like the movies that the war movies you used to watch where them goddamn when them dudes be running to the damn platoon with the goddamn bomb on their chest and shit. He's like, nope,
Right.
I'm coming. I'm running straight to you. Man, Beterbiev put hands and feet on him, and Joe Smith was able to make it out the first round. I'm like, all right, Joe, you got a minute. You got 1 minute. You ain't never been down before, okay? You ain't never been down before. You got this, Joe. You got this. You ain't never been down. You gonna be all right. You gonna use some movement. You gonna last. All right. I need you to get at least to the 8th round. So I know I'm gonna get the knockout. I know he gonna knock your ass out. Okay. I know he gonna knock your ass out. But I picked you getting knocked out between the 8th and the 10th round. So I need you to survive. You can't go out this early. So you be smart. Man, he came out at the beginning of the goddamn second round. I don't be damn if he didn't try to start banging with BETERBIEV again. And at this point, BETERBIEV like, oh, you can't take nothing that I got. And so BETERBIEV start pushing him back. I'm like, oh shit. He get caught with another right hand, goes down. And this time he go down and he wobbling and shit. I'm like, oh, all right. He done learned his lesson though. He done KQ at this point. He done learned his lesson. He ain't gonna go. He ain't gonna go in there and run right back to it. He not gonna do that. He not gonna do that. Man, he got his ass up and tried to run right back to BETERBIEV, bro. And BETERBIEV caught him with like a 3-piece uppercut, no biscuit, hold the fries, and just ended his shit. And the ref was like, nah, bro, you out here wobbling and shit. And it's like he didn't even look like he was loading up on shit. He wasn't throwing hard. He literally got like baseball bats in his gloves or something. Like it's just some shit that you can't teach with him, bro. And then if you go look at him train, you'll see that he don't train like nobody else. I seen him. He had sledgehammers in both hands. He was hitting the damn tire with sledgehammers and shit. He got this metal thing that he do push up like BETERBIEV just a little. He different, bro. He just different altogether. Now I wanted to talk about this because I know you thought this, and I know some people in the chat thought this. Well, they were like, well, Joe Smith came out with the wrong game plan. You can't do that. But it's like, it's to the point where you kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't with BETERBIEV. Because we seen the lateral movement, combinations, use athleticism, stay away from him. We saw Marcus Brown try to do that. Marcus Brown tried to do that shit, and he just delayed the inevitable till he eventually got his ass beat up and got stopped. And so Joe Smith was like, all right, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna come straight for you. Well, he got his ass up out of there early. So what is the game plan, bro? Like, what's the game plan that's gonna work against this dude, man? Like, I don't know what y'all want people to do. Like, anybody in the chat got any suggestions? Like, because shit don't seem like it work, OG. It don't like nothing's working against this man, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, can you fight on the outside with this man? I don't know. I don't think so. Because last night we saw that he can box too. You know, and eventually he gonna catch you with something. Now with BETERBIEV, you know, I'm convinced all it takes is one shot. I think he's a one shot knock if he lands flush, and he can at least hurt you. Now, is he a big puncher? Yes, he is. Is he a Deontay Wilder type puncher? No, I don't think he is. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I think he's a bigger puncher than Wilder. I know it sounds kind of funny because Wilder always get him out of there in one punch, but you know, you look at the competition. And look at what he's done. You know, I mean, Wilder is a big puncher. Don't get me wrong, but BETERBIEV, he's the type of guy. He's strong and he's fighting the names that you know we all know, and we all know these guys ain't no bombs. Joe Smith wasn't no bomb. It's just that Joe Smith just got overwhelmed, and you know, Joe Smith thought he could be that same Joe Smith that we all used to love and this and that. But no. Because BETERBIEV came in there and he pretty much stopped him. Now, if that don't work, okay, if you can't fight him on the outside, you definitely ain't gonna be on the inside now. So that's out of the question. So how can you beat this guy?
I don't know. The homie Dream says jab, pot shot, move, and hold. That shit cool, but who's strong enough to hold him?
That's what I'm saying. He gonna refuse.
Who's strong enough to hold on to him? Like who gonna hold on to his strong ass? And let me say this. I agree. I did a video on this, OG, and I do think. See, there's a difference between more power and better power. And Drink says he can't co-sign what you just said, but I agree with I would prefer Beterbiev's power and Tank's power over Deontay Wilder's power, and I'm explaining to you why in the chat why, and I've done a video on this. It's because Wilder's power, although it may be more than Beterbiev and more than Tank, Wilder's power is just his right hand. Right, it's his right hand, and he don't have the skills that these guys have. So while he may have a harder punch than them, his right hand may be harder. Those guys like Beterbiev and Tank Davis, we saw Beterbiev hurt Joe Smith with what? He hurt his ass with a right hand, hurt his ass with a left hand, hurt him with an uppercut. He's more skilled, so his power gets to you better than Wilder's power because he has more ways that he can do it, and he's more skilled. So I don't think like. Wording is very careful. I don't think he got more power than Wilder, but I think his power is better than Wilder. I don't think Tank Davis has more power than Wilder, but it's better because it comes behind better skills and it comes behind better setups. You know what I'm saying? Like Beterbiev can get his shit to you. He don't, like, for instance, Beterbiev wasn't losing the fight. We all seen Wilder like, damn, Luis Ortiz giving them problems. Boom, right hand. Bailed his ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen that. We don't see that with Beterbiev. Beterbiev is skilled with his shit to where he beats your ass on the way to a knockout. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Tank Davis be winning a fight on the way to the knockout with more skills. And you've seen him hurt people with his right hand, hurt people with his left hand, hurt people with a body shot. How many body shot knockouts and knockdowns does Deontay Wilder have? So I think that that's a great point that you're making. I've said that, and I got videos on it as well. Beterbiev hitting harder than Wilder, I don't know, but he got way more punches, and all them hoes hurt. every last one of them hoes hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, I agree with you. Let me ask you this though, Beterbiev. So, Bob Arum and Frank Warren, we all know that they saying the Anthony Yarde fight. They saying that's done. They're saying that that's already a done deal. They announced on ESPN. But they asked Beterbiev after the fight who he want to fight. He said, "Look, I'm more interested in the fight with Bivol. Like, I'd rather fight another unification. That's more interesting to me than fighting a mandatory defense." So he wants Bivol over Yarde. Would you advise Yarde to step aside? And they asked Yarde, like, "Hey, would you step aside so that they can unify?" He said, "No, because I'm gonna beat Beterbiev and then I'll be the one to unify anyway." So Yarde ain't stepping aside. But do you think that they should offer Yarde some money to try to go get that unification? What do you think about all of that?
Well, if I was Yarde, I'd stay away, but yeah, I think give Yarde a shot. You know, he been waiting. I think he should. I think he deserve it. You know, he been paying his dues. He been doing what he need to do, and he been waiting patiently. You know, so yeah, I think he should go ahead and give him a shot. You know, that's how I feel about it. You know, but I mean, sure, you know, more other fighters have, you know, sure, you know, they're more exciting, and we don't get a chance to see Yarde that often because he fights over in the UK a lot. You know, we don't get a chance to see him fight a lot, but I think he's gotten better. He's not that same old Anthony Yarde, like we used to seeing him, you know, when he burst out on the scene. But now I think he's a better fighter. I think he deserves a shot at a championship. So, I mean, let's go. Let's see it, you know. And also, shout out to 88 Sports Talk.
Yes, sir.
He's a Yarde. If you love yourself, take step aside money. All right. Okay, I guess he's talking about against Beterbiev.
Beterbiev, yeah. I mean, I ain't never gonna tell no fighter to, you know what I'm saying, take money not to fight. You know, if you can make money to fight and you believe in yourself, go take the fight. We as fans, we can say he ain't ready or he can't beat him all he wants to, but he gotta believe in himself. I would just say, bro, I hope you got a good game plan. I hope you fix that shoulder roll.
Right. Yeah.
Because Beterbiev will hurt your ass. He will have your whole eye fucked up with a jab.
Man, that shoulder
roll. You will get your whole shit knocked into your socket with a jab messing around with that man, bro.
I don't know what that kind of shoulder roll he be throwing. I don't know. A lot of people, they try to imitate Floyd Mayweather, the shoulder roll. Floyd Mayweather did not create that shoulder roll. A lot of people think he did, but he didn't. A lot of people think he did, but he didn't. Now, he perfected it, yes, but he did not create it. And one thing about the shoulder roll, everybody can't do it. All right, you got to be a certain height. Your neck got to be a certain height. Your shoulder got to be a certain height, and
Listen,
you got to.
OG, and he got number one. He don't spar. We already talked about this. Number
Right.
two, go look at his fight against Kovalev. He got gas tank issue, bro. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be ugly. Like I don't do predictions early and shit, and unless something happened to change my mind, that fight gonna be ugly, bro. Like it's gonna be
Right.
bad for you. Like you can't get in the ring with that man with conditioning issues and holes in your defense. And then if you got conditioning issues, holes in your defense, and you
Mm,
big and strong and tough like Anthony Yard, bro, you about to take a shit ton of punishment, bro.
mm.
You about to get and then now you letting BETERBIEV, he's starting to be active and shit. Like, come on, man. He was doing this shit when he was inactive, but he fought Adam Denise in March of 2021. Then he fought Marcus Brown in December of 2021. Now he just had a fight with Joe Smith in June of 2022. Now he about to fight your ass in October. Man,
Ooh, ooh, man,
and he ain't taking no punishment either, bro. All right, dog.
man.
All right, go ahead. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Me personally, I want him. I want
Mm,
him to fight Yard because Yard deserve his shot. Now, while that's going on, there's another thing. Zerto say he won't Bivol. Zerto Ramirez is number one in
yeah.
the WBA. He say he won't Bivol. Let all them fights happen, and then let whoever come out on top fight each other for undisputed. So it
Right.
is what it is. But I would just say for Anthony Yard, bro, if you want me to take you serious in this fight, spar. Okay, spar. At the very least, spar, dog. Get in shape. Take some punches and shit. You don't want to go a whole camp not taking no punches, and then the first punch you take is from BETERBIEV. That
Right.
shit gonna be a shock to your system. It ain't gonna go well, man. It's gonna shock you. You're
No.
gonna be like,
And,
ah, damn, I wasn't ready for this shit.
and I was so excited, man, for last night main event. I'm looking at Smith, Team USA
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
Team Canada, and he looked good as far as shape wise, body wise. The height was there. He's a big guy. I mean, he really, really, really. I really, really thought it would be a better fight than that, and it wasn't. It just wasn't, And one thing about Benavides, does he smile a lot? I mean, it seems like everything is serious with him.
He
Everything,
smiled in the post fight interview, bro. He a killer. Like him and
uh,
the dude, I think the dude named Nurmagomedov or somebody from the UFC. Them two
uh,
dudes, they like from the same area, and they
uh,
some savages. Like I don't know what it is. Maybe they
uh,
hunt bears and shit. Maybe
uh,
I don't know what they do over there growing up and why they
uh,
built the way that they built. But them dudes is just they something else, bro. That's like he
wow,
a killer. Like he really in the ring and he trying to hurt shit. Yeah, Khabib. There's his name. Khabib. Him and Khabib, bro,
right,
they different. Khabib in that UFC shit, he retired undefeated, choking out dudes, putting his hands on people and just choking the life out of them. And then now you got this
oh,
dude in boxing. He just out here just doing all kind of crazy shit to people, man. Fighting
man,
with big ass. He had a hole in his goddamn head against Mark, like a whole hole in his head, blood dripping down. He's swallowing blood, beating somebody ass, bro. What? Like, nah, stay the hell away from him, dog. I'm telling y'all right now,
wow,
I'm on coach, and I put it in the chat. I got coach with this shit. I got Artur Beterbiev over everybody at 175 pounds, bro.
yeah,
I don't give a damn who you tell me moving up. I don't care who you tell me you got, bro. I got him over all of them, dog. I got
wow,
him over all of them. He it's something different about that man, bro.
yeah,
Something different about that man. But that's really all we got, man. We 10:30. It's time to go enjoy your Father's Day, man. Where y'all? I know you
oh,
told me y'all
yeah,
going out to eat. Where you
yeah,
going to eat, man? Where they taking you?
yeah. I don't know. I
You don't
don't
know?
know.
Okay.
No, I don't know. But everybody be over about 3 o'clock. KQKC, all of them be over. So, which is fine. I'm enjoying my day and rest and get ready for another week of boxing.
Already.
Boxing
Oh, we
talk.
got my boy. We got Jesse Bam Rodriguez next week. You gonna love
Man,
that card. You gonna love
ooh-wee.
that card. That card. I was looking at the card because I wrote down the fights I'm gonna do and started studying and stuff. That
uh,
whole card fight. We got your shot town, Jessica McCaskill. She
yes,
defended she
yes.
defended her stuff on the
All
card.
right, all
Yeah,
right.
man, it's gonna be a lot of good fights next week. But man, I I appreciate you. Y'all can find me right here on YouTube, man. Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Come check me out. We drop videos every day, live Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then Sundays right here with the OG KQKC. I appreciate y'all. Y'all smash this man like button. And we got 157 people in here. I know all y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, so subscribe to his channel and then go subscribe to my channel, man. We trying to grow and trying to make sure that this is where y'all come for this boxing talk the day after the fights. But that's all I got, OG.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Like I say, subscribe to all the channels. I see Mike Biggs. He got his link dropped in there, which is fine. And support all the channels. And Knockout Boxing, he has a great prediction show that comes on Thursday nights. And he also has a great show on Wednesday nights. And they both are 7:30 p.m. Central Time. They are off the chain. And you get to learn a little bit about boxing, and you get a little bit know about what's going on in the boxing news. Just like this weekend, this past weekend rather, that they said they spotted Chance Crawford in Dallas. All right.
Yep.
Now, if he's in Dallas, trust me, he ain't going to Earl Spence' house and sit in the kitchen and sign a damn contract. So y'all stop that shit, okay? That ain't happening. All right. I mean, y'all getting really, really carried away now, okay? Now, if he's in Dallas, okay, maybe he's in Dallas. All right. So he might know more people than Earl Spence in Dallas, okay?
You never know. It's a big city. Sometimes you get tired of Omaha. There's more shit to do in Dallas, man.
Right.
Maybe he just visited the city. Ain't shit to do in Omaha, bro.
Right. Come on. All right. Come on, y'all. But I am KQKC. I come on Monday through every day. Every day.
I'm about to say you come on Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, every day. But I'm gonna take me a day this week. All right, I'm gonna take me a day this week, but I come on at 12:30 p.m. Central Time, and I appreciate everybody. And yes, I will be on the call this Saturday night, and also we have a call-in show Saturday morning. All right, and we'll be right back here. We'll be on Knockout Boxing platform next Sunday, and we'll be doing it all over again and again and again and again. So with that, that's all I have. Thank you for coming in. We had a good chat today, and Stormy B, man, call-in show is coming up next. So take your love over to another Chicago brother. All right, he will be coming up next. So I thank everybody. I thank Knockout Boxing. Happy Father's Day to you, Knockout. I hope you enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day, man. Make sure order the most expensive thing on the menu.
You know I am.
The most expensive shit on the menu. I know that's what I'm gonna do. I might not even like the shit. I might just be like, that's $75. I want that.
Yeah,
I want that right there.
I'm gonna be like Bo Mac. I can't make it to the car, so I gotta get a.
Order you the most expensive shit on the menu. Then you be right when they ask for the check, you be like, nah, I want to order me something for tomorrow too. I need to take this to go. Get everything you want today, man.
Yes, sir. So with that, everybody have a great Father's Day, and we will see you all. I will see you all tomorrow. All right, and with that,
all right, man. Peace out, OG. Peace out, chat.
All right. Take care. We out of here. Peace.